It's the grand finale of the 2024 season on the big stage here in New Orleans. Super Bowl 59 underway. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. On the first snap, here's Mayfield. Dancing to his left. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. After the interception, here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
A strong running. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. Touchdown! Derrick Henry, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go out of bounds. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating. Steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage. Backed up now from their own 4 as they come up 2nd down. Back near his goal line. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll just do what I did before. But let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. A Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards. Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find a seam, have good vision, and get open. But when you're throwing downfield like this, you want a big, tall receiver who can go above the rim, or if you're a volleyball fan, above the net and get it.
Mayfield's throw going to be into the hands of Evans here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Mayfield with it once more. Flush to his right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Throwing, Mayfield, escaping the pressure right. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one. A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. Now Mayfield.
Why, it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Now Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by, and now look at him go. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring it. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. Jackson on first down. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a first and goal.
Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here. Oh. Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part. Any part of the quarterback's body that's near that line of scrimmage, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. So he was clearly over the line.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Ravens out in front. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mayfield looks to throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Escaping the pressure right. He completes it to Evans. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Bucs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had the rule of the roost here.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there. I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely and pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Now a 2nd and 2. Mayfield now. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And Godwin going to have a Bucs first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Buying time to his left. He's got a man that's caught left sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called a desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Second down, Mayfield. Flushed out right. And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd and 1 now from the 21. Steps away to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
This is 2nd and 8.
Here's Mayfield. Flush to his right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Understandably, pass rushers keyed up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game, so you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Final play of the half, Mayfield. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
These 2 teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Now Jackson on first down. Picked off by Levante David. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 41. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, Mayfield.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Oh, it's a wobbler here.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Being chased out.
Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. Well, still throwing here with a big third quarter lead, but that time this defense gets a measure of revenge.
One of the few positive moments they've had on either side of the football, really. Things have definitely not gone their way, but maybe their offense can seize on this and put some points on the board.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage.
Sting on the 10-yard line, it's 2nd and 1. Once again, it's Irving.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here.
He's got it. A lot of work to get to the first down marker.
They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Ravens are going to get the football back.
I was going to go ahead and call it, partner. You could smell the desperation in that fake, couldn't you? Down big. They had to try something. No one was fooled.
I think you're exactly right. With this deficit, though, go ahead and give it a shot. Didn't work out. In the end, I guess it doesn't hurt him too much. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
First carry now for Justice Hill. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
3rd and 3.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Jackson now. Dancing to his left. Henry's got it out on the left side. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 29-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. On 2nd down, here's Jackson out to his left. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. 2nd half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball, but he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. On 2nd down, here's Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from the bowl. Tucker now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Mayfield. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Mayfield throwing complete there to Godwin.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this 2nd half. Try to get 1 more in here before the quarter breaks. Going to the air again with Mayfield.
Right back to Chris Godwin.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up.
This is the National Football.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Forced out to his left.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert. On 4th.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far.
And this play's still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. But it's not going to work. He'll go down. They got him.
The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Looking deep downfield.
That is pass on the turnover as they hold on for it. Down. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
A check down here for Henry.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Here's Jackson.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Henry.
And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run. It's Henry. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
They'll try and run the option.
And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Partner, I think this one won awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group. Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. He's got his man. It's Andrews. There he goes, right side. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions.